Okay. A person coming to Christ, you're rooting for your family member, you're rooting for your coworker, your spouse, your brother, your sister, your mother to come to Christ, and you're looking at the situation at hand, and you're seeing that it's like you're seeing no movement, right? You're seeing no changes with them. You're seeing that they're suffering consequences for the way they're living, but they're still not changing, right? And you like that last consequence that they face, you would have thought that one broke the camel's back, right? It didn't, and you're like it didn't, right? But like I said, when God is chastising, when that person is getting that spanking, it's slowly but surely breaking the camel's back, right? And so you're thinking that those whippings that disobedient family member had, you're thinking that it didn't affect them because they're still operating the way they want. They still got their own will, their own thing that they trying to do, and you're like, it don't look like there's no sign of them turning, right? It don't look like, I don't see no sign of them turning, because you would have thought from the last whipping that they got from God that they would have said, you know what, that's it, and they would have chose the right way, but they didn't. But that does not mean that there's not light still, right? Because soon enough, just as when you got those whippings from God, and you was like, all right, that's enough, I can't take it no more, and you finally turned to God, them whippings is getting to that person, and they eventually going to turn. And so you got to stand in faith. You're a person of faith, right? So you got to stand in that faith, right? You can't think that it's solely based on their will, and you're like, well, dang, they keep choosing their will, and you're thinking it's solely based on their will, right? And it's not. It's about the appointed time of God. Hallelujah. The appointed time of God. And it's not by power, not by might, but by his spirit solely. Hallelujah. And so that person will change. Hallelujah. So keep praying, because the effectual prayer of the righteous availeth much. That person will change. And it's not based off of their will. Yeah, they can choose. They have the right to choose, because they have free will. But it's an appointed time for every man under the sun. Hallelujah. And just as God had Jesus fulfill what he wanted him to fulfill, it was written and he fulfilled it. Every person who is written in the Lamb's Book of Life, or the vessels of dishonor or the vessels of honor, God got a plan for them, and it's only going to happen by his spirit. And it's not happening in your power and how much you preach to the person and try to turn them around. It's not going to happen in their power and their will, because they keep choosing wickedness. But God cleanses the heart. He turned Pharaoh's heart hard, but he